right, so if you guys said that number one, I'm not sure why this one, there we go. That number one, okay, was hice. So number one should be yo hice un dibujo muy bonito. I made a very nice drawing, or I did a very nice drawing in the past tense. Number two is correct. Tú hiciste la tarea. Did you do the homework? Past tense. Tres, nosotros hicimos una actividad divertida. We did a fun activity. And then number four was incorrect. Ellos hicieron ejercicio en la tarde. They did exercise in the afternoon. Okay. All right. Muy bien. Good job, you guys. That was a long weekend and you guys knocked it out of the park. So what are we doing today? Well, check this out. Behind me, clase, hoy es lunes, el 13 de abril. Vamos a conocer los verbos estar y tener en el pretérito. Qué locos están. They are crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're going to do these estar and tener. And just see how messed up they really are, okay, in the past tense. So give me a thumbs up when you're ready to start. Okay, Jamarian, I need to know that you're ready. All right, Brooke, you ready? All right, muy bien. So again, all of these things are in Canvas, right? So what we're going to do today is just take a look at them. We'll do a little bit of practice. Also, let me have your attention that on Thursday of this week, okay, we will quiz over 8.3, right, which is the vocab and then these four irregular verbs: hacer, decir, to say, and now these that. Yeah, so Thursday. Next week, you guys start your GMAS testing, so we got to make sure that we get this quiz in this week, okay? All right, so take a look at my screen, por favor. So estar is our verb to be, right? When we are talking about location, like estoy a la biblioteca, right? I am at the library, okay? Also, and this is just a reminder, we did all this in Spanish 1. When we're talking about temporary feelings or emotions, estoy cansada, right? I'm tired, okay? I'm tired right now, it's temporary. Estoy triste, I'm sad, right? Again, temporary feelings, temporary emotions, we use estar. We also saw the estar with the present progressive, right? What are you doing? Estoy leyendo, I'm reading, right? When I'm talking about things I'm doing right now, okay? Estoy yendo a la biblioteca. I'm in the process of going to the library, right? I'm headed that direction. So those are ways that we use estar. Now, if we wanted to do it in the past tense, notice, you guys, that let's say we get rid of our AR, right? We get rid of the AR, and that leaves us our root, okay? Remember, these are highly irregular. If you need to write them down, that's cool. They are in Canvas, okay? So we have, you guys, our root, EST, but look at our endings. Estuve, yo estuve, okay? The good news is the rest of these are going to be the same, all right? Estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, okay? Estuvieron. All right. So notice again our root. Our root becomes this estuv, okay? E-S-T-U-V. And then we add our endings. Estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron. Okay, so estuv plus our ending. That's our root. Okay, tener is to have, right? ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? Tengo 15 años. I'm 15 years old. Okay, so look what happens, you guys. Do you see our, let me erase my stuff. Okay, let me erase all. Do you see here TUV, TUV, TUV? Yes? Y'all with me on this? That's our thin air. So these things are connected. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense, right? For S star, our root becomes estuv, right? Plus we add the ending. And then for tener, it just becomes tuv, and we add the ending. Okay? So estuv or tuv. Estar, estuve, estuviste, estuvo. So what do these mean? Yo estuve, I was. Yeah. You were. He was. We were. They were. Okay. So this is were. Was and were. I was. He was and were. Right? Here, yo tuve, tú tuviste, él tuvo, nosotros tuvimos, ustedes tuvieron, is we are to had. I had, you had, he had, we had, they had. Had. It's past tense. Okay? All right. So our job today is to just practice these. Okay. So notice that the endings are the same, right? Isteo, imos, ieron. It's about estuv and tuv, the root. Okay. All right. Questions. Not hard, but we have to remember, right? We have to remember. Okay. So as Arshad, you had stepped away. Our quiz is Thursday, right? And it will include decir, right? We're talking about in the past tense, hacer, and now today we're going to practice our estar and our to have. Okay. All right. Muy bien. So number one, you guys, we're going to complete our sentences with the correct form. Our verb here is estar. How do I fill in the blank? Ayer yo blank en casa todo el día. So we're going to fill in the blank and then we're going to try to figure out what the sentence means. So número uno, pop it in the chat, por favor. Okay, we're going to fill in the blank. Yep. And we need to figure out what they mean. So put your answer in the chat. And then what do you think it means? How would we translate the sentence? That's it. Brooke, muy bien. Rashad and Jamari, how would we put What's the correct form of estar? And what do you think the sentence means? Very good, Arshad. For Marion? Come on, Jamarian, look up here. Look at me. If it's yo and it's estar, here's our root estuve. What's our yo ending? Put it together, Jamarian. Take a look at my screen. Pop it in the chat. There you go. Okay, so what do we think it means, you guys? Ayer, yesterday, yo estuve en casa todo el día. So if this is was, how would we translate the sentence? Yesterday, I what? Feel free to unmute. Mariam, what do you think it means? Number one. Well, let's take it word for word, okay? I need you all to focus this morning. I realize it's Monday. So if this is yesterday, I was, because we're talking about past tense. Where was I yesterday, you guys? En casa? At home? Todo el día? What's a día? Like when we say buenos días, what's a día? Yep, a day. So all, right? Todo, all day. Right? So yesterday, I was at home all day. There you go. All righty. All right, let's try número dos. But dos is tener. Okay. So remember, our roots are either estuve or tuve, and then you put in your regular preterite ending, right? So what do we do for número dos? And then tell me what you think it means. Muy bien, Arshad. Muy bien, Arshad. Muy bien, Brooklyn. Jamarian. Number two. Don't forget, you guys, pop it in the chat. What do you think it means? It doesn't have to be word for word exactly, but what do you think it could mean? Very good, Jamarian. So, nosotros tuvimos una reunión importante. So, what does tener mean? Tener means to have, right? I have it right here. So, actually, this is wrong. This should be to have. Oops. All right, to have. Let's just correct that. So if it's past tense, how would we translate the sentence? For número dos. Feel free to unmute, you guys. Muy bien. We had, right? We had, good job, Arshad. We had an important meeting or get together or something like that, right? We had an important meeting. Okay, muy bien. All right, número tres. It's estar. So what do we do? Marion, Brooklyn, Arshad, you're hot. You're on a roll. What do we do for number three? So here's our root up here. Right? Here's our root. Here are our endings. Muy Muy bien. Anyone else? Jamarian, what do you see? Muy bien. Okay, so ella estuvo muy nerviosa. So what is this? Ella estuvo muy nerviosa. How would we translate it? Ella estuvo muy nerviosa. How would we translate that? I want you to use your head. I don't want you to Google it or whatever, because that doesn't help us. Yeah, nerviosa is a cognate. Okay, good. So she was, right, because we're past tense, very nervous, right? She was very nervous before the test. She was very nervous before the test. Okay. All right, muy bien. Let's try number 4. Good, doing good job. We're back at thin air. Ellos something, una fiesta, el sábado pasado. Okay, muy bien. So how would we translate the sentence? Don't forget that. Throw it in there. Good job, Arshad. Ellos something, una fiesta. Good, Brooklyn. Joe Marion. You guys know what a fiesta is, right? You know that word. Yeah. So how would we translate number 4? Arshad, what's your translation of 4, please? Muy bien, Joe Marion. They had a party. When? What is sábado? What day of the week is sábado? What day of the week is sábado? Saturday. So good. They had a party sábado pasado, last Saturday, right? Sábado pasado, last Saturday. So they had a party last Saturday. Muy bien. All right, our last one here, estar. What do we do? Muy bien, Brooklyn. Gentlemen, Arshad, Jamarian, what do we do for cinco? Muy bien. Yeah, muy bien. Perfect, Brooklyn, perfect. Tú estuviste enfermo la semana pasada. You were sick. last week. You were sick last week. Now, remember, being sick, right, is temporary, hopefully, right? It's a temporary condition. So that's why we use estar and not like ser, not like soy, right? Okay. All right, muy bien. So how are you feeling about these? Give me like a 3, 2, 1 so far. What do you think? 3, 2, 1. You have to memorize. Absolutely. They're not hard, right? It's just about practice and memorization. Okay. Okay, we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to go over the instructions with you real quick. So take a look at my screen. Okay. I realize I'm freezing up every once in a while, but we'll have to make do. Okay, Jamarian, are you with me? Arshad? All right. So looking at my screen, we have numbers 1 through 6. We have a verb. And then we have like a subject, right? Something to talk about. So the instructions say lanza un dado, right? Roll the dice. And I'm going to have a virtual dice up here in just a second. Whatever number you land on from the dice, según el número, forma una oración, make a sentence con estar or tener en el pretérito, right? So here again, you have, although this is wrong still, this is to make, to have. Okay. So you're going to form a sentence based on the number that you rolled on the dice. Okay. Everybody clear about that? And then you're just going to pop it in the chat. So I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, Brooklyn, are you with me? Yeah. All right. I'm going to put this link. I don't know if it's blocked for you. Okay. Brooklyn, I'm going to put the link in chat. You roll the dice. You okay. So you guys check your chat. You should see a link. Let me know if it works for you.
It's blocked.
It's blocked. Okay. How about you, Jamarian? Is it blocked as well? Rashad? Is it blocked? Okay, muy bien. All right, I'll roll then. Okay, so Brooklyn, here's your roll, right? All right, Brooklyn, you are número 3. Okay, I'll put the slide back up in just a second. Jamarian, you are número 1. Arshad, you are número 2. Okay, all right, so let me go back. Okay, there you go. So Brooke, you were 3. Jojo, you were 1. Arshad, you were 2. So you have your verb here, and then you have your theme, right? En la escuela, una mascota, y en el cine, right? And remember, this is to have. Okay, when you have your little sentence written, pop it in the chat, por favor. Perfect, Jamarian. You could even say like yesterday, ayer, if you want to use that word, or last Monday, el lunes pasado, last week, la semana pasada, right? Something like that. You can, because it's past tense, you know. Okay, muy bien. Cuando era un niño, right, Arshad? When, cuando era un niño, when he was young, when he was a boy. Muy bien, Brooklyn. Okay, you guys did a great job. Great job. So, yo estuve en el cine la semana pasada. I was at the movies last week. Muy bien, muy bien. See, you guys are good. Good job. Okay, bueno. All right, let's go on. Let's do one more practice. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put, if you give me 1 second, let's see. I am going to put, you guys, a link in the chat for us. Give me 1 second. And this is really, you know how they go, just to help us with memorization. Nothing major. All right, there's your link. And here is the code. Okay, everybody in? Jamarian? It's not loading. There you are. Okay, bueno. Bueno, muy bien. All right, let's start. All right, here we are again, right, you guys, to have. So yo tuve, I had, you had, he had, right? We had, they had. And then when we use a star for location, temporary feelings or emotions, or when we're talking about things that we're doing right now, estuve, I was, tú estuviste, you were, right? He was, we were, they were. Okay, just as a reminder in terms of what they mean. And you have a matching. So again, this is just to help us memorize, right? We're doing a simple matching. So go ahead and there is one down here as well for I had. Okay, so match them up, you guys. Take your time. There's no timer. Just take your time. These are all ways just to help us get. Take your time. Like I said, there's no timer. It's just about a way to help us remember them. Good job, Joe Marion. Good job, Arshad. Yay, Arshad. Muy bien. Yay, Joe Marion. Okay, another minute. Brooke. Good job, Brooke. Good job. Finish it up. You got this. Okay. All right. Good job, you guys. It's a nice little practice. No stress, no gaming, no timer, no nothing, right? Just a nice little practice. Okay, muy bien. All right, we are going to switch gears so you guys can go ahead and back out of that. You did a good job, right? And we're going to switch gears just a smidge. So give me 1 second here, okay? All right, so take a look at my screen. And in our book, right, you're going to see what we're practicing, right? And you need to be in Unidad Ocho. When you get to Unidad Ocho, you're going to go to Desafío number 3, número 3. And you need to scroll down here to Gramática, estar y tener. Okay, everybody with me? And I need you guys to join me because you see my internet connection, how unstable it is. So I really need you guys to make sure that you're here as well. So go ahead and click on it. It should take you to page 446. All right, our shot is there. I'm going to click on VHL. There you go, Joe Marion. Make sure you're in Unit 8. Got to go to the V text, of course, right? You got to go to the V text once you're in there. There you go, Joe Marion. Brooke, you need to go like to the V text back on the dashboard. So Joe, go to the 1 page because you just want the left-hand side, the left-hand page. Yeah, there you go. So Brooke, you're going to click where it says tools. There you go. Okay, so let's look here at exercise 54. Okay, you guys, exercise 54. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. I can see that you're with me on the Go Guardian, but Jamarian, you ready? Okay. So it says photos modificadas, right? So our photos have been changed. In other words, they're wrong. Something wrong with them. Okay. Says you have digitally added pictures of other people into photos with the characters in Chile. Using the pictures below, describe where each person was. So, for example, número uno. Número uno says Pepe, right? Okay, so we know that the picture's wrong because Pepe is, this woman is not Pepe. Pepe is a guy, right? And so we have to remember our vocab, you guys, from this unit. We have the beach, we have the forest, right? We have a park and we have mountains. Okay, so our goal here is to describe where each person was, meaning that we're going to use the verb estar. Okay, so número uno, let's look at our example. Mi amigo Pepe estuvo con Tess, right? That's Tess, en la playa, right? At the beach. So my friend Pepe was with Tess at the beach. Okay, so we got to pull all of this together. Remember, we're quizzing, right, on Thursday. And so you're going to need, this is again like a revisit of our vocab. Okay. From this unit. So here we have the forest. First of all, do we remember the word for forest? Starts with the letter B. L something. Do we remember forest? What's the word for forest in our vocab? Anybody remember? Started with the letter B. Come on, help me out, you guys. The letter, or rather the word for forest. We're on number 2. Unless they say forest. Starts with the letter B as in boy. So watch me. Can y'all check my screen for just a second? Arshad, Jomarian, check it out here. Look, you can come down here where it says repaso and click on vocabulario, and there's all your vocab for the unit. Okay, so you can click down there to help you find things, right? Okay, so let me come back up here. Bosque, el bosque. So now how do we say Julia y yo, right? Yeah, I know. Lag. I wish I had a way to fix it. I have no clue how to fix it, you guys. And so my apologies. I've done everything I know how to do. Okay, so number 2, Julia y yo, right? We were in the forest. How do I do it? You can either unmute or you can put it in the chat, but I need to hear from everyone. This will be our last practice. So we want to make sure that we get it. Okay. Just pop your answers in the chat. Like I said, this will be our last practice together. Quiz is on Thursday, so give it our best shot. Perfect, Jomarian. Anyone else? Arshad, what do you say? Jomarian, ¿qué piensas? Okay. All right. Muy bien. So, well, Brooklyn, it's Julia and I. It's we, right? Yep. You're on the right track, but it's Julia and I. There you go. All right, muy bien. So Julia y yo estuvimos. Muy bien. Estuvimos en el bosque. We were in the park. I mean, in the forest. Okay. All right, número tres. We want to say, I was in the park for number three. I was in the park. How do I do that? Arshad, give me number three. I was in the park. I really like it if you guys would unmute and read me your sentences. I was in the park. Muy bien. Brooklyn, muy bien. Anyone else? Brooklyn, you want to read it to us?
Estuve en el parque.
Perfect. Estuve en el parque. Muy, muy bien. Okay, last one. We have the mountains. So we're going to say they were in the mountains. Número cuatro. They were in the mountains. How do we do that? They were in the mountains. Perfect, Jamarian. Perfect, perfect. Good job. You're on a roll. You want to read it to us, Jamarian? You can unmute.
Ellos
Estuvieron.
estuvieron en las montes.
Very good. Muy bien. Muy bien. Ellos estuvieron. That's such a long word, right? En las montañas. Estuvieron en las montañas. Very good. Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Okay. Well, you guys did a good job today practicing, right? Just remember estar and tener, tuve, right? Tuve, estuve, right? And then you just add those regular endings on for ER verbs for past tense. Okay. I have one practice assignment for you today, and you can knock it out before the end of class. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Wednesday, FYI, you guys, we will do a little, we'll review for the quiz, which will be Thursday, and we will do a little activity, right? Again, because next week you guys have all those GMAS testing and stuff like that. So we want to make sure we get our stuff done today. Okay. All right. So let me show you where you need to be or what you need to be doing. If you want to go back to Canvas, or you can stay in VHL, whatever you prefer, because the practice is in VHL. Let me just show you which one it is. Okay. All right. If you want to go through Canvas, if it's easier for you, it's up to you again. Unit 8 should be like the very last thing in Unit 8. Unidad 8 in Canvas. And it's called Donde es. Okay, so it should be the very last thing. Donde estuviste anoche? If you're already in VHL, if you're still in VHL, go to the assignments or the calendar and check this one out. Let me know if you have trouble accessing. Okay, so take a look at it. You have questions and you're writing sentences. The writing practice, like we've been doing all day. There's only 5 of them. Okay, but remember that when you respond to the question, right, you may have to change the verb. You're not going to use the same form that's in the question. So, for example, where were you? ¿Dónde estuviste? Where were you? Well, if somebody asks you that question, you're going to say I, right? And so they're giving you a hint here. So you want to say, I was at the concert. Okay. Number 2, where were Juan and Maria? Well, you're still talking about Juan and Maria. So you're saying they were at their grandparents' house. Okay. Now, I do want to draw your attention to one thing. Okay. Real quick. Remember, you guys, that if you need to say a plus la remains a la, right? Like a la biblioteca. Okay. But if it's a plus an L, like el concierto, if it was el, not un, right? Then it would become al. So this is a reminder. Okay. So we have time to finish these today and submit them. Please work on these now, work on them together. Like I said, on Wednesday, we'll review for the quiz, and I have another activity for us. And then we'll quiz on Thursday. So you really want to get your practice in before Thursday. Okay. All right. Any questions? If you're good to go, give me a thumbs up. And then, yeah, and then kind of give me an idea how you're feeling about estuve and tuve, right, in the past tense. Give me a 3, 2, 1. 3. Okay, muy bien. Jamarian, what do you say? 3, 2, 1. Arshad, muy bien. Okay, so knock out these questions. Let me know again if you're having trouble figuring out what the response. Okay, Arshad, are you working on today's practice? There's 5 sentences. Let me know if you can't find them. How about you, Joe? Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Now, if you need to see what the verbs are spelled like, you guys, they are in your resource library. And they're also should be in your module as well in Canvas. Well, that's okay, because I think that was assigned anyway, right? That was just a different thing. This one's in VHL, right, Brooke? It should be the very, very last thing in the module for Unit 8. If you just click on it. Can you find it, Brooke? There you go. Is it not opening for you, Brooke? Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay. So let me know if you need help. Anyone? For Marion? If you need to see the verb forms, you guys, it's in the practice slides, vocabulary and practice slides in desafío number 3 and goal number 3. Or you can look at the visual that's in the resource library in your module. Okay, you guys, it's 20 till. Do we have any questions real quick? Will we sign off today? Okay, I would encourage you to make sure that you get all of your practices done, you guys, by Thursday, right? Tomorrow, Wednesday we'll review. Quiz will be Thursday. So make sure if you haven't done anything, any of your practices, that you get those done. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. Adios. Adios. Thanks for being patient. Adios.